Welcome to this channel. The channel is for education and culture based on historical evidence and scientific evidence. So yesterday I shared a YouTube on authentic Nei Gong, authentic Wing Chun Nei Gong. And I just said for 24 hours, I got many messages from our martial art friends, Wing Chun friends, internal art friends already. And most of these friends told me I opened up a new paradigm, a paradigm they have no idea before, even though they have spent decades in Nei Gong, internal, Nei Jia, all this stuff. And there are many discussions with me. And also there are Wing Chun friends who still stuck in their Wing Chun stance. And then what spine power, this, all this stuff. Today, I want to put an end of this. We need to put an end to what is improper. Now, the reason why this channel is for educations. Why it is for educations? Educations is to liberate us, to set us free. So educations is like, if we live here in a small village, educations is like, oh, bring you to Paris, bring you to Tokyo, bring you to New York, bring you to Bali. After you go through all those things, you see how big is this world is. You see different style of people live, and you see different things. And thus, you actually experience all of these differences and you grow. You liberate. You set yourself free. Now, that's very different than you live in this small village. And keeping thinking how Paris look like, how New York look like. According to my ancestor, New York look like this. According to my grandmaster, Paris look like this. And you're just sitting down in that old village. And everybody have their philosophy. Everybody have their truth. But none really go to Paris, go to New York, go to Rome, go to Bali, go to Tokyo. So, education is, after we go through everything, then we know, oh, we are just one of this world. This world is so big. We are no longer sit in the village arguing about my idea, my philosophy, my interpretations. And then my grandmaster is the authentic, the best, the king, the truth. Well, you know that you live in a small village, you do that, that's authoritarian. My grandmaster is the God. I am the God spokesman. I have the title, I have the authority, I am one level or 10 level advanced than you. It is not that for education. Education is to see everybody is equal. Everybody can learn from everybody. And the world is so huge, so lively, alive. Now, those who live in the village, you know what they do? Those are cult. Yes, cult. They pray, they make these people God, they pray to it. And everybody have to kowtow, bow to it, and agree with it. But yet none of them know what is going on with the world. None of them know what is the truth. People can make claim, I went to Paris, I know Paris, but none of their grandmaster have ever go there. Of course, they don't even bother to find out what is the truth, because they are out there, up there, enjoying their authoritarian power. So this channel is not for that. This channel is to throw away all those garbage. Those are a cult, those are a trap in hell. And yet today's world is open up, is grow. Is everybody be able to think rationally and be able to see what is the reality? Only you see reality, only you know the entire thing, it set you free. So, same with my books. Every one of the books is open up a door for you to go to Paris, to go to Rome, to go to Bali, to go to Tokyo, so that you see what it is. There is no grandmaster there. That's why I don't want to be a grandmaster. Why do I want to live in that small village? That's goddamn suffocate. I'm free, I'm rebred. Because I don't have to be like that in that village to defend myself, defend my authority, defend my lineage, defend my bullshit, or defend my idea. So Wing Chun for past 130 years, since 1860, it's like a small village. It's a trap. It is a cult. It is a dead end. I'm not enjoying to be like Wing Chuners like that. And in fact, the Chinese is not like that. Six Patriarch of Zen, Huinan. Go read the Six Patriarch Platform Sutta. The teaching from Bodhidharma, he opened it up. He can teach it in the Chinese way to different students. Look at General Qi Ji Guang. He follows Sun Tzu Bing Fa. But man, when the Japanese samurai sword is much better than the Ming Dynasty Chinese martial art sword, he go learn it. And then he improved it to defeat the opponent, the samurai of Japan. That's what Chinese is. So the top secret of China, of Chinese, it's not that you have this whatever secret. The top secret of Chinese is be able to adapt to change. Remember the book of change? Everything in this world is constantly changed. You know the cause and effect, you know how the thing change. In the military art, this thing apply. To Sun Tzu, he said that one momentum transformed to another momentum for the battle. And Qi Ji Guang followed that. But then, because it is this change, there is nobody stopped to go learn the samurai sword. Because it's better. Period. And General Qi Ji Guang said what? If you learn the skill, you test it out. You know what is working, what is not working. Not about you are the best fighter. Why? Who the hell want those best fighter burden? The minute you put yourself as a grandmaster or the best fighter, you have to defend that. I mean, who cares? Those are just wasting of energy. It's keeping learning. That's why Qi Ji Guang said, one need to learn, keeping learning. So that's Chinese. And this village stuff, I just make an analogy to you, and today's Wing Chun for past 130 years, it really sucks. It is not Chinese at all. It's in fact, those are Qing dynasties, poison. People can lay on the opium bed and talking nonsense. Okay? So, education is about liberations. It's about set everybody free. It's about being able to learn from anybody. It's about we can be equal. But the equal is not equal to those villagers who sit on the relay keeping talking nonsense bullshit. Okay? Equal meaning that you know the practice, you know the theory, you know the verifications. Not sitting down there for nonsense. Okay? So this is why education is very important. And I wrote those books is because 99.9% of people have no idea what is going on. They cannot tell you historical what is going on. Everything stopped at a certain level, say, this my grandmaster is the God. It stopped there. It have no trace to the origin. Those kind of things is living in a fantasy. There is no equivalent for reality for that, because those people are living in fantasy. Now, speaking of to see the truth, to experience the truth, I have asked my Zen monk teacher. I asked him, Buddhist is study sutta, taking precept. Why is the Shaolin monk in the ancient, not today's communist Chinese Shaolin tourist monk? Why does them study martial art? He told me this. He said that because we human are different. Different people subject to different teaching. Like if you like music, I don't like music, then you can get enlightenment learning music. But I cannot because I don't like music. So, for the people who like to be active, the teaching, the Zen teaching is teaching them the martial arts. This ancient China, in ancient Shaolin. And because people using, or the monks using mindfulness to study the martial arts. Mindfulness meaning samatha and vipassana, which is the teaching of the Buddha, as I put in my last book, the Wing Chun Neigong quote. Because people study martial art in the way of mindfulness, or to be more clear, calming and contemplations. They see the entire thing and they end up to get into enlightenment. That's what my teacher told me, a Zen monk. Okay? So, you know it's very important to have this samatha and vipassana. And that's why in my book, the Wing Chun Neigong quote, we can see now, I share with the world, the first few lines of the 1850 Xiu Lim Tao writing is about what? It's about the samatha, the calming development, where it have two levels. The first is call our self back, or call our conscious back, which is the beginning of mindfulness. And then when they start to work on the Dantian, that is second state on top of calling oneself back. The second state, that is the effortless mindful focus. It is no longer using your mind to like focus, or what Bruce Lee said, total concentrations or emotional content. No, that thing. It is within the mindfulness, it is called effortless mindful focus. So there's very beginning at the Xiulin Tao. That is what the practice is. And that practice, it was lost today, but there is still a saying. People, if you watch Wing Chun movies, you will know it. He say that what? 念頭不正，一生不正. If your mindful is not proper, developed, your entire life will not be proper. This is what it is, samatha, calmness. At least you have to have attained that two levels so you can see things clear. Remember, like the Shaolin monk, where they get enlightenment, practice the martial arts. So, Wing Chun, the content of it, the technical of it, is according to the Buddhist teaching. But of course, it is not mui ji sim, talking all nonsense, but not be able to tell you this in details. So it's like, again, like in the village, keeping talking Paris, but nobody ever in Paris. Yeah, Paris speaking Chinese. Are you kidding? People speak French there. So if we want to go to Paris, you better know, hey, people speak French there. We need to learn what is French, how to communicate. Now, only that way we can go to Paris. We rebrate. We don't say, go to Paris, say, how come you don't speak Chinese? Or you don't know, because you don't speak Chinese. Chinese are not that. So not like today. Oh, this is a lower Wing Chun, this is a higher Wing Chun. Forget about it. Do you even know Wing Chun? If you don't know about samatha, as I just mentioned to you, what do you know anyway? You're just a villager in that village and thinking that you have authority, you're joining a cult. And your job is just screwing the entire world. That's not liberation. That's put you in prison, in the hell. So I don't want anything to do with grandmaster or sifu. Why do I want to put the loading on me? And if you want to be a sifu, somebody's sifu, you have to be responsible for your student. Not just taking money, and you leave them alone. Those are just a cult. You just squeeze out of your cult member. Okay? Now, to put in even more details for you, to settle the technical details. For past 130 years, everybody is talking about this Wing Chun stance. And then some talk about using spine power. You know, it's totally nonsense bullshit. Those things never works. You can see when people talk about Wing Chun stand have to be this way, triangle stand, and then doing this way, or this way, have the spine this way, and so forth. And then you can use your spine power, all this thing. Can those things work? No. Why? How can you describe a three-dimensional momentum dynamic involve your biomechanics with those things, like a triangle stance, your spine has to be straight, using your spine power, all this thing. It's like try to say that, you know, a jet, you know, F-35 is like a kite, okay? You fly F-35 like a kite. Are you kidding? So, for past 130 years, it's like this bad. And then people get into, this is the secret teaching. We don't teach anybody. This is the secret teaching. How to use your body, how to stand in the Wing Chun stand, how to use your spine. You know, when the minute people tell you there is a secret, walk away from it. Why? Secret is just they are not sure. They don't have a confidence. You look at all the Zen monks. There is no secret there. Buddha's teaching have no secret. You go to the monk in Theravada, they talk about samatha, vipassana, and then how to get into, enter the stream. There's no secret there too. So with all this Wing Chun secret, whenever people tell me secret, I say walk away. Now, let's get into this Wing Chun stance. The spine power. To make even more details, exposing on what the hell nonsense is this. For past 130 years, you have the same thing, you have the same three set, same stance, and same chi sao. There's nothing improved, but keeping adding more secret, more labels, more your idea, my idea, but in fact nobody knows what is going on. That's what happened today. And that's why when Xi Xiaodong said, Wing Chun is for demonstration, you can see nobody ever stand up to say, Xi Xiaodong, Wing Chun is not that. Everybody keep quiet. Why? Because they don't know. Okay? So let's go into all this stance thing. It's just a few weeks ago, I made 3 YouTube. That 3 YouTube is the foundations of Wing Chun. If you don't have that 3 YouTube, you know that your Wing Chun stand is garbage. So why is it garbage, Hendrik? Are you too broad? You too assertive to talk this way? No. I use the term garbage, not to step on people, but to get people out from that village. Hey, you better go to Paris if you want to learn about Paris. You better go to Tokyo if you want to learn about Tokyo. Not sitting down there. So I said that 3 YouTube. To recap for you, you can go watch it again. But recap for you the major point. The first thing I say, there's no such thing as this triangle stand and everything. It has to be this stance where you're doing like you're doing deadlift. If you don't know the deadlift stance, go to the gym, asking our friend in the gym taught you how to do deadlift. Why is this such important? It is important is because the deadlift actually activates your body's muscle on the back here. Okay? It related to your entire body. It related to all the 7 bones, all the joints of your body. The first thing is the body need to be able to handle properly. People might argue, you know, get the triangle shape and everything. You know, Let me ask you questions. I live in America. When the UPS or FedEx sending a package, put it in front of my door, how do I lift that package up? Isn't that lifting that package up is using the mechanics and the muscle like when I do the deadlift? Can this kind of thing go lifting even a package from UPS up? Well, anybody will tell you no way. You have to squat down and lifting it up using your leg power, not your spine. You have to have a coordinations. That's why the first thing I said, you better go learn how to do that lift. Not clamping this thing and I have the mind power, all this nonsense. Because the first thing you need to handle is your physical muscle and your joints. Put away even the Chinese call this back side is the yang side or the positive side. E.g. Kam Yong Ma, meaning using the yang side. The Chinese already tell you that. Now, the second I'm talking about, you have the pelvic floor muscle and you have the diaphragm. When you exhale, it's going up like that. When you inhale, you're going down. The pelvic floor muscle and the diaphragm synchronize. And that's why your body, when you inhale, you lower down your body, exhale. That's about your breathing, the proper deep abdominal breathing. You want to go fighting, you need that. Okay? You want to go lifting weight, you need to know how to use your body, not using your spine, using your legs, your muscle. And you need to know how to breathe. And then, the second YouTube I also share that you need to squeeze your butt. What is that squeeze butt about? Well, that got to do with bracing your core, dealing with your intra-abdominal pressure. You need to have this bracing, which is involved the intra-abdominal pressure to support and stabilize your core or your lower spine. If you don't know how to brace, how to breathe, you go, say, this very simple example, go lifting something when the UPS send you some package lifting out, see you going to injure your back or not. So you need to have this bracing, which related to your breathing, your intra-abdominal pressure, and of course, related to how you handle your joints and your muscle. Again, they go back to like the deadlift. This is the most simple thing. The third thing I share is about the recycling momentum. You recycle the momentum. Now, if you don't have all this body mechanic handled properly, you don't have the breathing, you don't have the bracing with your intra-abdominal pressure handling properly. You don't have the recycling of momentum, so you in dynamic, you'll be able to have a dynamic balance and recycling momentum. How are you going to move? How are you going to fight? Disregard of you charging far or you want to turn. Like many of our Wing Chun friends ask me, so how to do your torque between from your leg to the up of the head? You need this core, this bracing. If you cannot brace, you look at your body, this lower back, there is no support there. Like over here you have ribs, you have muscle, and so forth. Here in the lower spine here, you need to have that intra-abdominal pressure. You need to have the bracing to support this. If you don't have this thing I just shared with you, how the hell that stand works? Are you sure you want to fight somebody like who is formally trained in Western boxing, in MMA? Or you're living in fantasy? You don't even know your body. So there's a reality. You can keep standing like that, talking all reason and defend whoever your teacher, whoever your grandmaster, or whatever you believe in your code. How many seconds can you last in the real fight? We don't even talk street fight, we talk ring. So the other day people asked me about squeezing this butt, not clamping. You look at all those karate, like the Kyokushin karate and so forth, and all the Chinese, really for fighting art. You see, when they do sanjin, they squeeze your ass or tighten their ass while they exhale, taking impact. When they take impact, then they squeeze your ass and those kind of stuff. Well, you need all those bracing. So there is the stance. There's a reality of stance. So when you learn this, you need to be re-braced. Set yourself free. You say, oh, this is the reality. I no longer want to be in with that code or that secret. Now people talk about spine power. Many people talk about spine power with me. And the last time I remember is the guy who learned Tai Chi, went to Wing Chun and learned Tai Chi. The next thing I know is that he is talking about this snap power with your spine. The last thing I know of that guy is he have this problem, the disc of the spine. How idiotic it is, try to use your spine for this and that, yet have no idea on, as what I just shared with you, the deadlift to activate your entire body, your endurance, your muscle, your breathing, your bracings, your intra-abdominal pressure, your momentum, recycling. You're going to snap your spine using your spine power without have those foundations developed in your body. Who are you going to kid? Sure, you can go show off like in demonstration. This is snap power. It is known that you do that, you screw your lower spine. If you don't even know about the lower spine stabilizations supporting, like everybody practice in Sanjin, for example, like Kyokushin Sanjin, to take the impact and everything. How the hell, what the hell you know anyway? So you can see people is talking about this nonsense about spine power, top secret, all this thing. Or Tai Chi way, or you can snap and everything. For heaven's sake, if you do not train, like be able to do deadlift, breathing, bracing, squeezing your butt when you exhale, taking impact, solidify, stabilize your core, recycling momentum, because you need to moving your body as a whole piece, and just now the the deadlift and the breathing and intra-abdominal pressure all linked together, and now you do it dynamically. What do you know anyway? What Fa Jing? What spine power? That's why Bruce Lee, 60 years ago, saying land swimming. Land swimming. Land swimming, you couldn't even function daily, day out, when you have to carry something heavy, when the UPS or FedEx send you something, or DHL. This is how bad it is. Okay? So, we need to set ourselves free from this. Truth set us free. Not to praise on any grandmaster, any godlike people, or any secret. So today I share this with you already. The truth of the Wing Chun stance, the truth of don't mess around with your spine. Follow the rule of weightlifting. Never ever using your spine, using your leg, using your body. You have the big muscle here. And you need to have breathing, intra-abdominal pressure, bracing, and all those stuff. The ancient Chinese is not living in the village, like I just shared with you, talking nonsense, talking bullshit. Wasting hundreds of years, generations. General Qi Ji Guang, go learn the samurai sword. If that guy is better than you, better go learn it. Understand what's going on. The Chinese sword at that time, Ming Dynasty, 450 years ago. You know that you can hold two Chinese swords, fight with a Japanese katana, and the Chinese sword breaks. So that's why General Qi Ji Guang have to do metallurgical reform there too. So this is what I like to share with you. Education is to liberate you, to set you free, to let you drop away unnecessary loading on you. King of Wing Chun, those are nonsense. Those are just some kinds of energy waster. The best of Wing Chun, there's the energy waster. What one need to learn is, how is this thing works? How is it properly? If I'm teaching, did I teach my student properly? Because I take money from people. And those people trust you. Not just, my Sifu teach me this. My Sifu is the best. My Sifu is the reference. Reference for what? It's like talking Paris, where your Sifu, your grandmaster, nobody ever went to Paris. Nobody even know that in Paris people speak French. So this is this bad, and that's why I wrote all the book to open this up. I'm done with it. It's my missions, my duty, to put the truth out there, and the rest is not my issue. I just do what my job needs to be done. I don't want to be a Sifu, I don't want to be a grandmaster, I don't want to be this lineage, that lineage. Why? Because those are garbage. What is important is you be able to rebreathe. You live healthily, balancedly, achieve your goal in life, be a good person, contribute positive to the society, no matter where you live. That's what's important. The rest, who cares? Maybe 20 years later, I already died. Who cares? Who knows who is Hendrik anyway? But what is important is be positive, to let everybody rebreathe, set one free, be able to progress, be able to grow. That every generation pass down. That is what's important as a human. to hope that Wing Chun grow better, Wing Chuners become better, everybody become better. That is what the goal. So this is what I like to share with you. This is the serious stuff. Educations, you follow the real Chinese way, that open you up. You follow the cult, you know it's dead end. The Chinese cult in late 1800 even preached to their students, say, come on, to fight the Westerner is easy. I have the spiritual power. My body can resist bullet. Read the history. Wing Chun is anti-Qing. Wing Chun have no room for those bullshit. And today Wing Chun belongs to the worldwide, not just Chinese. So why don't everybody get the proper education instead of getting those cult and get ripped off?